Just inside the 15 at the 14-yard line. 42 seconds to go. Screen and almost a pick. Can't ask for better opportunity than that. That was Mark Magro, who has been all over the field in this first half, filling in for Jay Henry. And Magro, the hometown kid from right here in Morgantown. Watch this.
I'm not quite sure how you throw this football, but great pressure on the outside by Jeff Noshel, and it really shook up the quarterback, and James Pickney. He almost hit his offensive lineman in the head if that ball doesn't get deflected by Mark Magro.
See if they try to throw it in the end zone again. The last time they did it, threw it right to Lorello for the pick. Third down at the 14. Blitz coming. Pinkney hangs, fires, got a man underneath. Stays alive at the 5. Allison lost ground. He had the first down and gave it back up. Jamal Aday makes the stop. Jamal Aday on the tackle for West Virginia. Now decision for Skip Holtz with the clock running at 18 seconds.
Well,
he's
looks
right
like
in front of. He's let a lot of clock.
Yeah, they're just going to kick the field goal.
Yeah.
They can't get a measurement.
And he had a timeout.
Yeah, I'm not so sure why he didn't take the timeout.
Yeah. Well, this is unusual. Holy mackerel. I would have thought take the timeout to at least think about it down there.
Yeah, you're going to kick it anyway. So I guess they had already made their decision that they're going to kick it. It wasn't close enough to go for it on 4th down and using your timeout. So let's burn it all the way down. So this is the last play of the half.
One thing that Skip, if they could run that play again, would like Allison to turn it up one more step.
Yeah, all
he tried to hit a home run. He needed a bunt there after he made the catch.
All you had to do was fall forward. Sometimes you try to make a big play out of something. All you have to do is catch the ball and know where you are on the football field in the situation. 3rd down, you got to get past the 5-yard line.
And the clock's going to stop, and you had 20 seconds to go.
Yeah,
so you could have taken at least 2 shots for field.
You have 2 chances if he gets the 1st down there. Boy, Jeff Castile, that defense coordinator for West Virginia, has to be happy with his defense. Does an excellent job of getting these kids in the right spot and motivating these kids. And that's the one thing in talking with him yesterday. You know, he has a real passion for what he does, but he says, hey, my job's easy because of the way the kids react.
Right, and the thing that Richie Rodriguez talked about too, Richie's in his 5th year. These are all his guys. The older players know the program. He doesn't have to do but so much policing here.
Yeah, and that's not the job that Skip Holtz is in right now in his 1st year.
22 yards straight on for Robert Lee. He's hit from 25. And this to get a 3 on the board. And it is a successful operation, and that ends the first half here at Morgantown. East Carolina comes in as a big underdog. That 20-6 looks like it might be a big blowaway. They've had opportunities that this could only be a 6-point game had they cashed in correctly. Well, Bednarik started the game and got it going with a pass to Renat for the touchdown. Miles caught a touchdown from White. 20-6 as we go to halftime. West Virginia on top. Rivers and Lewis deep to get this kick from Ryan Doherty. Rivers is to the near side and going to bang that into the end zone. And how about this? Lewis thought about it, and then he only had about a half a foot to spare there. So Antonio Lewis, who has a 76-yard punt return to his credit, made it 14-3 about 4 minutes in to the 2nd quarter. Downs it right there. So Pat White is going to get the call to start the 2nd half.
Yeah, and Pat White's done a nice job of moving the offense. 5 of 7 for 64 yards, has his touchdown as he got to Brandon Miles on the outside on that post pattern. Both quarterbacks very athletic and can run the football. That's why they're number 1 and number 2 respectively rushing the football on this team.
Such a dimension for this offense too. Colson starting in the backfield. Gets the call. Fine defensive play. Guess who made it? Their middle linebacker, Chris Moore. Nice job there. He was the 6th leading tackler in Conference USA a year ago. Led this ball club with 99 tackles.
Well, Chris Moore is very instinctive, and you know it's a challenge to play in that system because you have to fill into gaps, you have to fill into spots, and Chris Moore showing patience that time, and then shows you that burst to get to the ball carrier.
Loss in the play of about 2 yards. Second down and 12. White. Deep ball. He's got a man there. It's intercepted. Intercepted by Zach Baker. Didn't see Baker lurking underneath.
Dave, this is a time where you need air on the football. And Rich Rodriguez just showed him that right there on the sidelines. You've got to take this football and throw it over the free safety, Zach Baker's head. This ball goes on too direct of a line. You got to throw it where he's going to be. It's almost like throwing it to center field. You want to hit the back judge with the football. And Coach Rodriguez told him the exact same thing. Get the football up, get some air on the football, and throw it over the DB, because the wide receiver has him beat if the ball can be put out another 10 or 15 yards in the air.
Second interception for White. Fourth turnover by West Virginia. 3 picks and a fumble. And again, another door opener for East Carolina. They'll start in West Virginia territory at the 44-yard line. Blitz coming. They run away from it. They go with Johnson. And as he cuts it back, he runs into a little meet and greet party. Gain of about 2. Jamel Adai makes the tackle in there, number 4 for West Virginia.
Good pursuit that time by the entire defense of West Virginia. It looked like Chris Johnson was going to make something happen, kicking it to the left side, but that pursuit and the speed of that Mountaineer defense, it'll catch up to you. And Jamel Adai, he's got some speed out of that secondary. Good
stretch job, too. Stretch that play out to make it so when the posse can come for the rescue, everything's in order. Second down and 8 for East Carolina, trying to capitalize on an interception. Pretty good time. Pinckney throws, man open over the middle. That's a tight end. Levesque, first down. East Carolina fumbled the ball. Are they going to say he was down or what? And they're going to say he was down. Jamel Adai was there. Sean Levesque out of League City, Texas, his first catch. He had 6 catches a year ago. Check that, his second catch of the season.
Yeah, another junior college transfer. Good, solid throw and nice protection. That offensive line, great protection up front, because great throwing lanes to sit in there nice and tall for James Pinckney, step into a throw, and Levesque gets walloped. But he was clearly had the football as he got down to the ground around the 26-yard line.
So East Carolina, big underdog coming in, but they have a chance to make this a real tight ball game here. And they give it to Tillman. Tillman, not the biggest guy out there at 5'11". Listed at 5'11". That appears to be generous. Eric Wicks, number 41, makes the stop for West Virginia.
If I'm Skip Holtz in this offensive team right now, I've got to get the football to Andre Allison and try to get it to him in the end zone. You got to find a way to get the football to a guy who might be able to break a tackle and get it in the end zone.
Andre Allison had a good first half, 7 catches, 68 yards. The one he'd like back was that 7th catch where he had to fall forward for a first down. He tried to make it into a big play, set up a 4th down, and they had to kick the field goal as time and let time run out. Second down and 6 at the 22-23-yard line. Shovel pass not there. Pinckney takes it outside. Pays a big price. Jamel Adai was there. Eric Wicks with help. You saw that they tried to work that shuffle pass underneath, and Jamel getting up slowly. 203 career tackles coming into today's action. West Virginia's defense has done an outstanding job on third down defense, no question. But Pinckney today, 5 carries for negative 16 yards.
You may want to pick on Jamel Adai. He came up limping. He was at that free safety position.
Probably see a blitz here as well. You do. They run it with Tillman. Denied. Not going to get there. Barely got back to the line of scrimmage. Tillman might be fresher, but he's not been near as effective as Johnson running the ball. And Ernest Hunter plugs it up.
And Dave, he's light, 175 pounds. To get him through the tackles, you need a big crease. And there, Robert Tillman tries to move the pile, but West Virginia just too strong up front. Ernest Hunter, the guy in the middle, making the stop along with a couple friends.
Here's Robert Lee. 25 and 22 yarders to his credit. This from 35 straight on. Nice job by the holder. Tees it up for him, and he bangs it through. Ryan Doherty, the holder. Good job on the snap from Michael Yarton. So they're getting points on the board. They convert the turnover into a 3. And early on here in the third, East Carolina, big underdog very much in this game, down only by a count of 20-9. Well, if you're a West Virginia fan, you know one thing. You could be down 21-20 had East Carolina done a better job at converting opportunities. And certainly looking ahead on the schedule, Virginia Tech next week, Louisville in a couple of weeks. Something you want to think about here. East Carolina's scoring drive, 332. Lee, 3 for 3 today. At 9 points off of 4 turnovers. And Skip Holtz said his club would darn sure play hard.
Yeah, you have to give them credit. They're undersized, compared to West Virginia. I think they have more athleticism, West Virginia does, than East Carolina. But their playmakers have hung in there, and their offensive and defensive lines have really played pretty well this game. And that's really the weak spot, was that offensive line. They've done a nice job trying to create some running room for Chris Johnson.
20-9 West Virginia. Here's Doherty on the approach. Pooches one high and short. Fair catch signal made at the 21-yard line. Made the fair catch, and I have to keep it right there. Let's take a look at the offensive summary of this game. And number 55, that's Bobby Hathaway with the fair catch. And about West Virginia today, the turnovers are scary for them.
Yeah, too many interceptions at the wrong times, and they haven't done a good job of making an opportunity into a good one. Last time Pat White goes back, has man-to-man coverage. All he has to do is throw the football out where no one can get it and just let his receiver run under it. Makes a bad decision. And McNair's back in the football game, Dave.
So they had a missed 47-yard field goal and a missed PAT for West Virginia. And Adam Bednarik, we thought we wouldn't see him for a while. Here he is on a keeper. Thrown downfield, man open, caught, first down and more. Rumbling into East Carolina territory. Talk about a tough guy. It's Josh Bailey on the completion. Bednarik, we thought he was done, comes back in and completes a big play for the Mountaineers. Pat White ineffective on the long ball, so they bring Bednarik back in, and you know he's a grinder.
Yeah, this is a tough kid. I mean, look at him carry the half of the Syracuse defense in the opener, and then he makes the spin move against Maryland, cuts it back to the right side, and runs the football down for 10 or 15 yards. Does an excellent job of just managing the offense and making plays. Bednarik
to Gwaltney, nothing doing there. Gwaltney taken out by Brandon Setzer.
Coach Rodriguez told us yesterday, Dave, about Adam. He said, sometimes I'd like to see him slide a little bit, but he doesn't have that mentality. On the day, 3 of 4 for 55 yards. Didn't play a whole lot because of that knee injury, but now he's back in there running this Rich Rodriguez offense, and he's doing a nice job of making plays when they come up. Just make the easy pass. He didn't have to throw it through him. Just let his tight end run underneath it. Josh Bailey made the catch.
Bailey for 32 yards. That's his first catch of the season. Bednarik on a second and long little bubble screen. Miles bringing it all the way back across the field. Can he turn the corner? No. Who made the play? Chris Moore. Chris out of Havelock, South Carolina.
We've been calling Chris Moore's name a couple times late in the second quarter, now early in the third quarter. Showing some speed from that middle linebacker position. He's a senior, so his nose is around the football. Bednarik trying to get everybody to go right and then throw that wide receiver hitch screen to the outside. Brandon Miles almost got it done, but this isn't one of the ones you'd like to draw up this way. You want to get up the field, not east and west, trying to get north and south, and he lost a couple there.
And had a lot of running to his right to show for 40 yards. Bednarik against a 4-man rush, flushed, stays alive, and sacked. So 3 successive plays, they went backwards. Marcus Hands, his second sack of the season, the sophomore from Wilmington, North Carolina, number 92.
Terrific job by East Carolina collapsing the pocket. We thought West Virginia might be able to have their way with this East Carolina defense. Bednarik sitting in the pocket, felt comfortable early, but then he decides to get out of there, and Hands ends up dropping Bednarik for the big sack, and a good defensive stand by East Carolina. That's their first sack of the afternoon.
Here's Phil Brady out of Fairfax, Virginia. A rolling kick, got a good bounce, and taken. Travis Williams made that a dangerous play, didn't he? Williams taken out of bounds at about the 14-yard line, brought down by Antonio Lewis.